What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for June 27, 2022. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us on your Monday nights, wherever you may be. I'm telling you guys right now, if you missed this show tonight, that's perfectly fine. I mean, there really wasn't anything that happened on the show that was of importance, unless you're talking about the one and only John Cena, who was legitimately the only reason why I watched Monday Night Raw tonight. You know, John Cena, he just has a beautiful soul, my man. I laugh. The man comes out here with every intention to just exist in the WWE universe in the middle of that ring. And I am so proud just to be a John Cena guy. You know, ever since I laid my eyes on John, from the moment that I saw him, I knew that he was going to be something special within this company. You can't deny that from whatever he does inside that square circle, from what he does outside the ring when it comes to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, to what he does for the troops overseas, everything that this man does, not even including his movie making skills, like his movie career, he is just a wonderful human being, and he is the true embodiment of what WWE truly stands for. I mean, the hustle, loyalty, and respect thing, that's just not even a moniker at that point. He is just legitimately that.
Yeah, man, it was all good energy. You know what I'm saying? It was good to see him again. He looked like he lost a few pounds. He looked slim as all hell.
Yeah.
Uh, he looked good though. I was happy to see him. And I really didn't have anything to say. I was watching him. I was just looking. It was just I felt like a kid again. So it was just good to see. He didn't say anything as far as like really as matches go. He just dropped a little maybe this, maybe that. We don't know yet. Um,
Right.
Hopefully he doesn't just show up for tonight and then go again. But I'm still anticipating a SummerSlam match. I think he'll show up at Money in the Bank in some way. I hope he shows up at the end of Austin Theory and Bob,
That would be
considering that
cool.
I think Theory's going to win that match.
Just
Um,
like he did at the Money in the Bank last year with
yeah,
obviously Roman.
exactly. And so you can just do that again. Hopefully we see him on Saturday in some way, shape, or form. But the only smile I got tonight was just seeing him at like doing the backstage stuff, and especially like in the beginning saying hi to everybody. The whole roster came out
Yeah.
for him. Vince came out again, but it was a good night. The match itself, the matches themselves, as far as the show went, I wanted to cry at the end,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even get the Ezekiel and KO shit that they
yeah,
promised us tonight, um,
Cena made it better.
but yeah, I mean, this show was for John Cena and for John Cena only. At the end of the day, nothing else on the show was truly important. But you know, John Cena, he goes out there to entertain all of us, and he is just so humble about it. He didn't want to make this night about him. He wanted to celebrate this milestone, this 20-year milestone of being within the WWE, about us. He wanted to make it about us, and I just could not be more like more proud and respectful of that. Um, you know, the man just is a completely humble human being. And the fact that he's pretty much saying that, listen, this is not about me. This is about all you guys who allowed me to be a part of WWE over the last 20 years. I mean, I mean that just in itself is something that you got to respect the man at the end of the day. The man continues to kill it each and every single time. The man comes back whenever he can, and he's just an absolutely beautiful soul. There's nothing else I can really say that's going to really empathize or pretty much just say, hey, this man's great. We know he's great. And the fact that he wanted to make it about us tonight, truly humbling, for sure.
That's a class man right there. I just wanted to see him like punch Theory in the face. That's I just wanted to see him getting some kind of physical altercation tonight. But I'm gonna wait till Saturday. Hopefully he shows up on Saturday.
Now, I mean, I don't know about you, but I never had the chance to meet John Cena in person or anything like
Oh
that. And
no.
it may seem like And here's the thing, like, he truly is one of the greatest of all time, and we all know this. And it might seem like I'm kissing his ass right there, but it's serious when I say that there's always that one person that everybody gravitate towards within their time of watching professional wrestling. Obviously, with you is Jeff Hardy, but you're a huge John Cena guy yourself. Um, for me, when I started watching in 2009, 2010, it was John Cena. I mean, there was always this time where you had your favorites and everything like that. And to be completely honest, if I did not started watching professional wrestling in 2010 and started to lay my eyes on John Cena as he showed up on our television screens, I don't even know where I'd be going today. I don't even know if I'd be speaking to you guys right now in front of this microphone knowing what I know now. John Cena truly changed my life in more ways than one. And the fact that he could have been that guy for me, like Jeff was to you, I couldn't be more proud of the person that I am because of John. It's just such a humbling experience knowing that John is back here with all of us where he belongs. I mean, there's nothing I can really say about that.
Yeah, man.
Whew, I want to show you guys this because I want to be fully transparent with you guys. As soon as I got that follow back, I went to the group chat immediately, almost immediately after, and you guys were saying common Phil Dub, and all that stuff. When John Cena followed me back on Twitter, that's what I'm talking about here. I posted this tweet the day of that John Cena follow. It was before the John Cena follow and anything. He actually saw it, which was the kind of catalyst to get that follow back from John Cena. And everything that I meant in this tweet was 100% real and authentic. You guys know, if you guys didn't know already, you guys are seeing it right now. But I have a bone disease, and without him, then the whole hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up kind of moniker. Like I said, I don't even know where I'd be today. I've broken 36 bones in my lifetime. The never give up moniker was true and real to me. And I just thank John Cena for that when I added him and did the whole thing, the whole spiel. That night, we all know, Laf and everybody else on OTP knows that he followed me back on Twitter. So he saw that and he did his thing for it. I don't even know if John actually runs his own stuff for social media or anything like that, but the fact that the John Cena account and just the whole aura of John Cena seeing that and getting that follow back was super humbling to me, knowing that, throughout the journey that I've been going through over the last few years, seeing that was just completely shocking to me. And I could not be more thankful to John for doing all of that. And I'm truly grateful for what he has done for me and the rest of anybody that's been a part of any type of journey, whether you've been going through. I mean, there's a plethora of things that I could even say, but especially to the Make-A-Wish kids, Laf. I mean,
yeah,
him doing all of that for them and him, it's just a follow back, but still, I mean, that kind of gravitated towards me in a way that I just could never repay him for. So it truly means a lot to me, and I'm truly grateful for what he did. And I apologize for going on this whole spiel about John and what he means to me, but I mean, it just has to be said for what he has done for not only me, but for everybody else that's been involved in Cena's career over the last 20 years. Has anything like that happened to you when it comes to John? Like, did John ever get you through a period in life or whatever? And just, if it did, if you don't mind sharing, I mean, what does John Cena really mean to you when it comes to all of that stuff when you first got into him?
Nothing I can really think of, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I just think Cena, I think the main thing Cena is he's always been there, you know what I'm saying? It never was like one specific thing for me, I guess. It was just he was a constant, you know what I'm saying? And he still is a constant at my old age now. So it's like it's just weird looking at it, being in like, I feels like I'm in the same place that I was when I was younger, just watching the TV. He was there then, and now he's still the same person, you know.
Right.
So it's just, I think that's the best part about it. That for 20 years, and for the, I guess, 18 odd years I've been watching the show, he's been there damn near every day, and he's still here. So I think that's the one thing that I can thank him for, just always being there. You know what I'm saying? Even when he
Right.
went and did every movie, you know what I'm saying? He always found his way back, and I'll always appreciate that the most, um, from him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's the main thing. Jeff was always my number one. You know what I'm saying? But when Jeff left, it was him and Rey Mysterio. It was John and Rey Mysterio, man. And
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio on SmackDown, Cena on Raw, and Cena was there every single Raw. So uh it's crazy, but it's good. It's good to see him now. It's good to see him now.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can speak for all of us, especially for the people in the chat here. I think he all has a special place in all of our hearts here. And,
Oh,
what's up?
I thought I know you remember when I called you crying when he came back and made a pick.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's one thing. I guess I'll say that one. When I saw him come back Money Back, and I was sobbing, and I called Phil, and I couldn't stop
Yeah.
crying.
I was over at a friend's house watching Money in the Bank that year. And yeah, I believe it was Roman versus Edge at Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Roman versus Edge. Roman just retained the championship. It was only the Universal Championship at the time, guys. And John Cena, his music hits once he's doing the whole acknowledge me spiel and all that stuff. He's about to leave the ring. And then you just hear the trumpets go off. Michael Cole's losing his fucking mind. The voice cracks and everything. I mean, Pat McAfee, he is. If he wasn't attached to anything like wire wise, he probably would have jumped on the table or run into Cena's arms himself. The man was going absolutely insane. And that was actually one of our first few episodes. I believe that was our first ever pay per view review here on Outside the Brand. And it was just an amazing moment knowing that John Cena returned for that year's SummerSlam against Roman. Obviously, it didn't work out in Cena's favor, but just knowing that he did return that night, and I get a random call from Loft. Not even a random call. I knew he was. I had a feeling that somebody from OTB was going to call me during that moment. It turned out to be Loft, and he was legitimately sobbing at the fact that John was back, and we had no idea. No reports came out. Nothing came out about a possible John Cena sighting at Money in the Bank that year, and it was just fantastic to see it.
I know I'm on one of those YouTube compilations. I know one of those YouTuber guys. It was like a whole bunch of people reacting, and that was like my first time being on one. And I'm like late in the videos, me just like it's off sync. Every time I see it, I cringe because it's like off sync as hell. But I'm just sitting there, and then the music hits, and like it takes like a 3-second buffer, and I just start jumping up and down, and just big as shit, jump up and down. We're trying to see it go back. But I watch that video of him returning all the time. It gives me fucking goosebumps. That shit is top 10 returns I've ever seen in my life. That shit was insane.
Yeah, it was an amazing moment. And guys, I see you guys asking about this whole Kevin Owens and Ezekiel shtick or whatever. You guys didn't miss it. It just never happened on the card. I don't know what happened. They said They said that they were going to reschedule it, but I don't know why. They even said that this was supposed to be involving something for Money in the Bank, and they said they had to reschedule it. Well, you can't reschedule it now because that was the final Raw before Money in the Bank. Unless this just randomly happened on SmackDown on Friday, it's not going to be rescheduled until after Money in the Bank. So yeah, I mean, you guys didn't miss it. It was just not on the show. And I mean, that's their fault. They probably didn't know what the hell to do with Elrod, to be completely honest, and that's why they're like, yeah, we can't do this now. We don't even know what the hell to do. So, I mean, that's how I see it. I mean, I don't know what else it would have been. I mean, Ezekiel and Elrod and Elias were supposed to be all on one show tonight, and they just didn't know how to do it.
Yeah. So Ezekiel said Elrod was being shown around by Elias, so I guess they were in the backstage just looking around and
They're
shit.
just backstage, just running around, having a good time. Now, I kept saying Elrod was the eldest brother of the three. I don't know if it's the eldest or the youngest or the middle. I don't know. But regardless, Elrod, he didn't show up tonight. Neither did Elias. It was just Ezekiel. And Ezekiel actually did get to meet John tonight. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And they had a little bit of an exchange. And then the big one showed up tonight. And we'll definitely get to that soon. But guys, we're going to be talking about all of this and much more on tonight's episode of Outside the Brand for the Monday Night Raw post show. If you guys are ever so inclined to do so, please hit that thumbs up button as hard as you possibly can. It helps out the channel out greatly. And for this episode of the podcast, we should see no less than 20 likes for tonight's episode of Outside the Brand. Hit that thumbs up button if you liked everything that you saw from John Cena tonight. You guys are not going to want to miss anything on this channel over the next week because every single day there's going to be a new episode. There's going to be a new upload for Outside the Brand. Obviously, tonight, you guys know it's the Monday Night Raw post show. Tomorrow night, Tuesday's Talk, with a special guest coming on the show, we are going to be doing our AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door pay-per-view post-show review that happened on Sunday. Wednesday is obviously AEW Dynamite with the Blood and Guts match. So that's going to be great. I know our guy Bashloff, he's going to be there. He's going to be there along with many other wrestling TikTok creators. So have a good time over there in Detroit, Michigan for Blood and Guts. It's going to be a great time. And considering he returned on Sunday, I can't wait to see that man in Blood and Guts. That's for damn sure. Freaking love that Claudio's in there. And Thursday, Loft, is official. We have that 3-person interview with three of some of my closest friends on Wrestle Talk. And on Friday, SmackDown and AEW Rampage post-show review. And then Saturday, Jesus Christ. And then on Saturday, we all know it's Money in the Bank. So we got the Money in the Bank preview and predictions, as well as the Money in the Bank post-show review, which could happen on Sunday if everybody's still alive by that time and ready to do so. It's gonna be a crazy week, guys. I'm telling you guys right now, I did not plan for every single day to be filled up, but it just so happened to be that way with scheduling and all that stuff, and just turned out to be in that way. But you guys are going to be seeing a ton of content here on the channel this week, so please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free with a YouTube account, and you can always change your mind later. But knowing, Loft, that this is the best wrestling podcast on TikTok, why would anybody want to change their mind?
I don't think anyone ever changed their mind ever.
No. Don't change your mind. Click that subscribe button and turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. When you have that notification bell turned on, especially for this week, you're not going to miss an interview or you're not going to miss a show. So hit that thumbs up, click the bell, subscribe to the channel, and you guys will be all up to date on OTB. Follow us on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description below. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @PhillyMatt_, and make sure to go get your t-shirts at bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand, and it's
merch.
Yeah, buddy. You guys can go get your OTB merch today and rep the best wrestling podcast on TikTok wherever you may go. Doing that directly helps out the channel getting better, and we cannot thank you guys enough for doing that. So go get your t-shirts today at bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. Let's get right in to the show. Well, we started off tonight with the one and only. Well, we started off the show with just a video package of Cena coming into the arena, being granted to pretty much the entire roster, shaking hands and just being John. John's out here, and we saw some great interactions with guys like R-Truth, Dolph Ziggler, Shinsuke Nakamura. We had one with Riddle, and it was just a great moment just seeing everybody right there as John Cena arrived into the arena earlier on today.
Yeah, that was cool. I was trying to remember who that dude with the yellow suit was, or pink suit. He's wearing some kind of bright suit. I forget the color. I
Did
saw
he
him
have like
before.
long blonde hair?
Huh?
Did he have like long blonde hair?
Yeah.
Because Michael P.S. Hayes.
I think that was him. I think that was it.
It's Michael P.S. Hayes. Yeah.
I looked at him. I was like, who? I knew who it was. I just couldn't think of the name.
Yeah, it's Michael Hayes. Michael P.S. Hayes.
Oh, we saw Stu for the first time. Well, my first time seeing Stu.
Yeah, like we actually saw like the face of Stu. I mean, he's always doing like Stu. It's time to go to work, doing all that thing with Stu. We finally actually got to see his face tonight, which was kind of cool. It kind of broke a little bit of the kayfabe because I never thought we'd ever see Stu in our lifetime, but we saw him tonight. It was kind of cool.
Good to see him.
He's like, Stu, come on, it's gonna be crazy out there. You better be prepared. I mean.
And that shirt, I'm buying that shirt as soon as
me too. I'm buying that shirt and the hat. I'm getting that hat too. I like.
Oh, the hat's crazy. Oh my god.
I'm getting the shirt and the hat. Like.
Did you see his freaking? Oh, we'll talk about that later. But his Titantron when he came out was nuts.
Yes. Oh my god. And there was Corbin. You're right there. You're right there as well. Jason Jordan. We saw Jason Jordan signing too.
Yeah, definitely there.
So it was cool to see him as well. But yeah, we saw that little bit of a video package just showing him arriving at the arena with officials applauding and hugging him. And it was just a great time, especially with the interaction with R-Truth. Absolutely perfection because he had the exact same shirt, the hat, he had a towel and everything. I mean, R-Truth is the man's man, and it's his hero, John Cena. I mean, of course he has to do it.
His childhood hero.
Childhood hero, John Cena. But we come back to pretty much almost everybody in the ring as we are going to be getting ready for a Money in the Bank qualifying last chance battle royal for the men's. Now, I thought this was for the last spot in Money in the Bank, but it turns out not to be the case. There's still one more spot, which will most likely be determined on SmackDown.
I guess. I don't know. I was so confused with this.
Because, I mean, when we saw the picture of everything once Riddle won, Riddle was on the graphic and everything, but there was still one vacated spot. So
yeah,
I'm thinking there's one last spot, which will be determined on Friday. It's probably going to be determined in the exact same kind of format. I mean, last chance, whatever. But, I mean, we'll see where that goes. Once I saw Riddle actually getting an entrance, I'm like, well, there's your winner right there. I'm like,
yep.
There's no way that Riddle was going to have that type of a promo last week and not be in Money in the Bank. I mean, they weren't going to be able to do that. Even if he lost last week to freaking Omos, he was going to be in Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
So it turned out to be Miz and Riddle as the final two. I don't know about you, but did T-Bar look a little bit different tonight?
He was wearing like this black thing. He looked like he was wearing like his old attire, but like in all black.
He had like actual facial hair too.
Oh, I didn't see his face.
He almost had like a full-fledged like mustache into like a little bit of a goatee type thing, like connection and all that. He went completely different. But yeah, I mean, T-Bar was out there. We had Ricochet. I mean, pretty much everybody that was here. Ziggler was in there, Nakamura, pretty much anybody that kind of lost here, and it happened. But it was Miz and Riddle as the final two. Miz and Riddle are the last two here, and Miz gets in the ring and looks for a Skull Crushing finale, but Riddle shrugs him off. Riddle then connects with a draping DDT and goes to hit an RKO. Miz counters Riddle and hits a Skull Crushing finale instead. Miz then sends him over the top rope, but Riddle drags Miz over the top rope with him in a very cool kind of like, it's like he was already going over anyway, but like he drags Miz with him into like an armbar position to try to get him over. It was kind of weird, but it worked. So he sends him over as well with him. Both men are on the apron, and Miz runs at him, but Riddle counters it with an RKO on the apron, and he wins the Last Chance Battle Royal, getting him that spot in Money in the Bank. I mean, I think we already said it earlier, but there was no way he was going to have that promo last week and not get him Money in the Bank somehow.
Yeah, pretty obvious from last week, I guess. I know a lot of people were mad that Omos match ended the way it did, but he's in it now, so we'll see what happens. I don't know what his chances are of winning, seeing how Seth Rollins and partially Drew McIntyre have a bigger chance, but I'm happy he's in the match though. I was hoping that his freaking chances didn't get squashed by Omos of all people. So,
and I mean, looking at this Money in the Bank ladder match, dude, I mean, it's not that bad looking.
No, it should be a good match. I don't know. Well, I was hoping they had someone like Ricochet in it, but
yeah,
I guess they'll find someone to do like all the high spots and stuff like that. I think Riddle would be not bad to do stuff like that, but I don't know.
I mean, we got Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Omos, Sami Zayn, and Riddle with one left to be determined. It's going to be 7 people in the Money in the Bank ladder match this year. It's usually 8, but I mean, there we go. I mean, it looks pretty good. And then you know what? The 2 people that I really see winning this thing, I mean, we all know we all want Seth. I mean, that's pretty much a no-brainer there. I think everybody in the community wants Seth Rollins to be Mr. Money in the Bank this year. But you take a look at this with Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Omos, Zayn, and Riddle. The only 2 people I really see are Seth and Riddle.
That's understandable.
I mean, Drew McIntyre, he's getting his shot in September at Clash. Sheamus, I love what he does. I think he's been like the MVP for like the last 2 years within this company because of just the work rate that he's been going through. But I just don't see him winning Money in the Bank. I pray to God Omos doesn't get it.
Sure.
And Sami Zayn, he's great at what he does, but the whole bloodline stuff or interim member of the bloodline or whatever the heck they call him,
honorary Oos.
Honorary Oos. I just don't see it. Even if for some ungodly reason something tries to happen with Sami Zayn being in that Money in the Bank ladder match, he might be in there for some high spots and everything like that, but I don't see anything else beyond that. I love Sami Zayn and his work and just what he's been doing over the last few months, but the 2 people that I see right now are Seth Rollins and Riddle.
That's the way it's looking at the moment. We'll see what happens on Friday, but
yeah,
definitely the way it's looking at the moment.
Because you got one more person to qualify, so we'll see where that goes on Friday. And then the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, I know that was really the main event. But Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Raquel, Asuka, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch, because we all saw the main event. That's not a bad lineup for women's Money in the Bank either. It really isn't.
That should be cool. I'm terrified of that match, but
yeah,
it should be a good match in itself.
I mean, the top two people that I can see winning this thing. I really want something for Raquel. I really would. I think that would be absolutely phenomenal, just knowing what she could bring to this division. If I'm choosing anybody else but Becky, because we all know what's happening with Becky right now, I would want Alexa. I would want Alexa again. I'm not going to lie.
Live in the Bank 2022. That's what we pushing.
That would be my number 4.
That's my number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh my god.
That would be my number 4. Corbin, I 100% agree with you. Tamina should have been in here. I mean, she got cheated on Friday. And that's all I can say on that. But yeah, I mean, Raquel. I love Raquel. I just think she has it. And there's just something about it that I would just love to see Raquel being in that position. But yeah, I mean, we're here, and that's what happened. Now, we cut to the back with the Street Profits out there, and we're just seeing the Street Profits be them backstage and all that stuff. Montez says that they have Mr. John Cena with them, and he appears. He asks Cena some advice for heading into Money in the Bank this year. Cena shrugs and pretty much just brings out their accomplishments to the fold, saying that they are the Street Profits and they should never give up because they want the smoke.
Just like that.
John Cena is just being John Cena. Never give up because you want the smoke. And they were all just screaming and having a good time, and it was just a good John Cena moment with the Street Profits. I mean, it was harmless here. Usually, when you see these god-awful Street Profit segments, it's either Angela doing dad jokes or Montez drinking a little bit too much, whatever is in that cup. And
yeah, whatever you got in there.
and it just happens. But yeah, I mean, this is a completely harmless thing to do. And throughout the night, we had, I'm just going to say these, and we'll just get right through them. The video packages for Cena, along with all the members that he's had throughout his entire career, like Shawn, Big Show, Miz, and pretty much anybody that appeared. Those are some great videos for the John Cena 20th anniversary. I loved all of them.
I popped when I saw Brian. That was crazy.
It was awesome. One of my followers asked me what did I think of Jericho, Brian, and Big Show all making an appearance, because we all know they're all in AEW. What's up?
That was my fault. That was my fault.
Oh, okay. And you know what? I commend Tony and AEW for allowing them to do that. I do. This isn't even about an AEW thing. This is about John Cena and his career. Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, and The Big Show were all parts of John's career. And hell, John was even like a huge part in all of their careers. John Cena and Bryan Danielson, they go back years. And hell, but before, when John was engaged to like Nikki and all that kind of stuff, I think they're still technically somehow, some way, shape, or form. Well, no, they can't be brothers. They can't be brothers-in-law now, but
they're ex-brothers
when they were, yeah, they're ex-brothers-in-law now, or whatever. But I mean, they were pretty much related at one point. I mean, they had that kind of thing going on. Cena and Jericho. That's a history in itself, and so is Big Show. I commend Tony Khan for allowing them to do that because it's not even about a WWE AEW thing. It's about John and his career. And I'm telling you guys right now, it was a completely harmless thing. I commend him for it. I really do.
We got 2 Forbidden Doors this week, man.
I know, right? Hell, I mean, technically 3 when AJ showed up for Slammiversary.
Oh, yeah, you're right, 3.
I mean, AJ showing up for Slammiversary too, and I commended WWE on that one too, because I would have never thought they would have allowed him to do that. But TNA Impact was such a huge part in AJ's career. How could they really say no to that? I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a very commendable job by Tony for allowing them to do that, and it was a great thing to see, knowing that they were going to acknowledge John, and it was a great thing to see for sure. But yeah, those video packages with Stone Cold, Triple H, Stephanie, pretty much anybody that appeared for those 20th anniversary video packages, absolutely commendable job by WWE to edit those together and make something special for John. I loved it.
Very well done.
Montez Ford with Angelo Dawkins versus Jey Uso with Jimmy Uso. Last time on what types of singles matches we can have between tag teams, it was Angelo versus Jimmy. So there you go. The winner of this match, however, got to choose the stipulation for their match at Money in the Bank. We didn't even get the stipulation announcement.
We're gonna find out till
we're not going to find out until probably the pre-show. Yeah. Honestly. Do I really care about this match? Most likely not.
If they make some crazy stipulation, then maybe I'll be more interested in it.
If it's a ladder match, I'll be fine with it. Like go in there, killing a ladder match, you're good to go. But I just simply don't care.
I don't know, man. They say it's a ladder steel cage inferno match. I'll definitely be into that one. But
tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs. Remember that shit?
Yeah. The Usos are going to retain.
That was a god awful match between the Big Show and Eric Rowan in a stairs match. That was terrible.
I don't know why that was even a thought process. That match.
Just steel. It's a steel steps match. Like what?
They're not even steel. They're like fucking aluminum. They're not even steel.
Yeah, no, yeah, nah. Trust me, they're not solid steel. So it wasn't. It's Montez Ford and one of the Usos. It's not going to be a bad match. But when you see it 24/7, if you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Yeah.
Ford to the top rope, but Jimmy causes a distraction on the apron, only to get steamrolled by Angelo. Jey then jumps on Dawkins, but Ford then hits him with a suicide dive. Ford then gets Jey back inside the ring and hits a frog splash where his head nearly touched the Money in the Bank briefcase. I swear I saw his hand slap the Money in the Bank briefcase on the way down.
He's a monster.
And he scores the pinfall 1, 2, 3. All right. So the Street Profits, the challengers, get to choose the stipulation, but we're not going to find out until Saturday.
Yeah.
Montez is just a different beast, man, when it comes to frog splashes.
Whenever he breaks out, dog, Whenever he breaks out, that is the best frog splash. I wish Saul was here. That is still the best frog splash of all time. That
Yes.
you could he go. I can't go in the frog splash rant right now, but Montez Ford is the best.
It's Montez and Ned Eddie for me. It's that.
Yeah.
It's those two. It's those two that are at the top. But it's Montez Ford. Montez is just. He has the height. He has the impact. He has the elevation. He just has it all. Like, we're not going to get into it because someone most likely could get up on in here and he's just going to be spamming the entire chat. But this, it's.
Cool. I'll talk about this all day.
But yeah, I mean, Montez, the Street Profits, they get to choose who, not who, what the stipulation will be. We'll get that on Saturday, and we'll see how that goes from there. But yeah, I mean, they said that they were going to reveal it on Friday. Oh,
what?
okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, then that's fine. I mean, at least you get it before the pay-per-view. Then this segment really saddened me. It made me sad knowing that what this group was at the beginning of it all and kind of what it turned into. Ray and Dominic Mysterio were just chilling backstage. They were having a good old time. Father and son. They were doing father and son antics. Then Finn Balor and Damian Priest appear. And Balor says, now everyone is talking about John Cena when Ray's 20th anniversary is coming up soon too. Ray had achieved everything and everybody has loved him. So what is it and that he isn't teaching Dominic? Priest says that the door is open for anybody who keeps wanting to hear the same advice over and over and over again, but don't get anywhere. Balor says that they've not been saying that Dominic has bad luck. They're saying that he has a bad father. Ray then gets angry. It's angry Rey Mysterio, and Dominic holds him back. Ray then continues to yell over Dominic and says, well, how about we meet 2-on-2 next week in a tag match, and that way I can really show you what this 20-year career has brought me to. The Judgment Day are dead. I feel so bad for what the Judgment Day was becoming at first to what it is now. I am not interested in the Judgment Day in the slightest now. They completely ruined them.
It's sad. They were supposed to be like the best, man.
Well, we even changed our goddamn bios to say we're on the Mountain of Omnipotence.
I took it off this morning.
You can't even say that anymore. I have to take that off now.
I took it off this morning. That's it. It didn't feel the same because Edge is in there. It was cool. It was cool when it happened. You know, when they beat up Edge, it was just a surprise. But I thought about it, and I'm like, okay. I was hoping that they could find their identity without Edge, and it seems like their identity was really pushed by Edge being there. So I heard they were on Main Event a few days ago or a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to lose next week. It's going to be Rey Mysterio Celebration. So I know they're going to lose next week. Yeah, man. I don't know. They need something, and I don't know if they can get it.
It's sad, honestly, knowing that what this really could have been for the careers of Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest with Edge being by their side. And then just this. It sucks. It really does. I mean, they had something really special there with Edge and how this group was coming together. I mean, we even all thought that Tommaso Ciampa could have been a part of this. I don't want him to be a part of this now. I don't. And there's no way that this group should even grow beyond further than what it's already going to. But what I do see coming from this loss, and I want your opinion on this, Edge is going to be coming back to team up with Rey and Dom, and we can possibly be seeing that 6-man tag at SummerSlam this year.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing you can do. That's definitely never a Judgment Day loss, but that's the only thing you can do at this point.
Now, wait, hold on a second. There's only 3 people in Judgment Day.
Yeah, they would need someone else.
So somebody else would have to join them. If it's Tommaso, I mean, it gives him a direction, but with the way Judgment Day is going right now, it doesn't look right.
It gives him a direction, but just the direction is straight towards a brick wall.
Right, yeah. And the only reason why I would say Tommaso Ciampa again is because of the parallels with Edge and his injury compared to what Tommaso had. Here's the thing, Styles. I see you mentioning T-Bar, and a lot of people have mentioned T-Bar to me over the last couple of weeks. It gives him something. I wouldn't mind that, but you can't do T-Bar. You got to bring back Dominic Dijakovic.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's pretty much already there. I mean, if anybody saw him during the Battle Royal tonight, he doesn't really have all his T-Bar shit anymore. He's still being called that because that's what they trademarked him for, but
yeah,
you're pretty much Dominic Dijakovic. It's just, I don't know if they had the trademark for that or what, but that's what they had. You got to bring back Dominic Dijakovic. I mean, not just T-Bar.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. I definitely see Edge still being a part of that Rey and Dominic stuff because of their history and their connection. And mainly because of what Judgment Day did to Edge. But we'll definitely see where that goes from there. I was just so sad knowing that what Judgment Day really could have become and what it is right now.
I'm scared, man. Hopefully they don't fall too far, but it's looking pretty bad right now.
So Kevin Owens is in the ring with The Miz. The Miz is here. Patrick shows us the Logan Paul situation at WrestleMania. And Miz says that he set up all of that to happen because him and Logan will be returning to team up at SummerSlam, and they will become the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. Patrick then shows a replay, and like I said, the whole replay of Miz attacking Paul at WrestleMania, and asks what the relationship is now, knowing that happened. Miz said that he is the most full-time WWE superstar that there is. This weekend, he will be on the Today Show. They wanted him and nobody else, and he has the biggest reality TV show out there, which would which would be happening right after Monday Night Raw with Miz and Mrs. After he attacked Logan, he told him that was simply a teaching moment and a lesson for him in the future. Patrick then asked Miz if he would be disappointed knowing that he lost the Battle Royal earlier on in the night. Miz says that the only disappointment that happened in that was AJ Styles. Styles interrupts the Miz, and once he walks down to the middle of the ring, he just clocks him one in the face. I loved it. He just knocked him the fuck out. I freaking loved it.
That was pretty good.
Thank you, Styles. He just walks straight to the Miz and just pops him in the mouth. Miz then looks shocked and scared as we went to commercial break. I just popped him one, bro. Yeah, the match sucked. The match sucked. There was nothing about this match that was actually redeeming. for anybody. But man, I was so happy when Styles just popped him one in the face. It was just so gratifying.
I wish AJ was back on SmackDown and in a better position than just going nowhere
Styles
rivalry.
deserves better at the end of the day. The storyline with The Miz is fucking pointless.
Yeah. That's his ass.
What does Styles accomplish by getting a win over The Miz?
Nothing. It seems like something's being taken away from him.
And you're telling me right now that nobody else would have wanted to see Roman versus AJ in SummerSlam? I mean, like, come on now. Like,
that's good.
Roman and Bob at SummerSlam. Roman and anybody at SummerSlam. And you fucking get Brock Lesnar. AJ just deserves better. And there's nothing else about that anybody can dispute me with.
Yeah, man.
So Styles rolls up Miz for a near fall and then hits a brainbuster, and both men are down. AJ then rolls to the apron and is getting ready to hit the phenomenal forearm once again, but at this time Miz rolls out of the other side of the ring. Miz retreats up the ramp and allows himself to get counted out. Meanwhile, AJ looks in disgust with cuts on his face. I don't know what happened. To have like cuts on his nose and his cheeks and all that kind of stuff, but he was cut up. I don't even know what happened.
He's been getting cut a lot. I don't know. He's been bleeding a lot.
Like, I don't even know if that's like on to just what he's ever been doing in the ring or just the people that he's been working with, but he's just been getting not destroyed, but I mean, he's just been getting cut up.
Yeah. I don't know.
So AJ won this thing, which is good, but it was a by count out, so who the fuck cares? I mean, the match is pointless. There was nothing about this match that deserved any type of time. Just sucks. No, and what AJ Styles is to all of us, and he's just doing all this. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I just want this to be done and over with and off my television and have something to do with AJ in the future because he needs something else. And I feel like ever since the Omos situation, he's just been downhill.
Yeah, everything that Miz said was unfortunately correct about AJ's career.
Yeah. Well, at least over the last few months.
Yeah.
I mean, his entire career is phenomenal. Not even trying to do a pun here, but it has been phenomenal. And then just this happened with Omos, and then downhill from there.
It's only been these like 3 months. That's the weird thing about it. It's only been these 3 months.
Yeah. Everything else has been fine. It's just Omos down. John Cena is backstage with Ezekiel. And Cena says that he is zeked up to finally meet the man. Cena then asks where Elias is and if he is here tonight. He says that he is with his brother Elrod, probably showing him around. Cena says that made sense. And then Ezekiel says that it would mean to world it means the world that he gets to walk with Elias once again, to trod with Elrod. Cena looked a little bit confused, but he got it at the end of it. And he wants to let the world know that anybody can speak with Zeke. Cena then tells him the way that you can do that is by never giving up and always being true to yourself. Ezekiel then is inspired and he appreciates John for his time. It was just a little moment with Ezekiel and John, but it was kind of cool to see it.
It was good. I appreciate it for what it was.
But then the big encounter happened, Love.
Yeah.
Theory is walking up behind him and he confronts John Cena. He says that he doesn't understand why the fans care about Cena so much. He's never around. Theory then says that he is 24 years old, the youngest United States champion in its history, the handpicked protege of Vince McMahon, and his body is incredible. Okay. He didn't have to put that out there, but he said it. Whereas in 2022, whereas we are in 2022, and Cena's a grown-ass man wearing jorts. He says that he wants a selfie to commemorate this moment. Cena walks off.
Good
And
job.
he took the picture anyway, so he did take a picture with John. He did. You just couldn't see him.
I'm happy you walked off, dog.
You just couldn't see him. So he took a picture with John, and he just couldn't see him. Is Theory really taller than John? Nah. Is he?
Yeah, he's taller than him. A little bit. Either that or he looked like it in the camera.
All right, so Theory is 6'1".
Damn, what the?
And Cena, he's 6'1". They're the same height.
Really?
they're
Theory
the
looked
same
like
height.
Theory definitely looked taller than him. And that this was the camera.
They're the same height. Unless John was bending his knees a little bit to make it seem like that, they're the same height.
This is crazy.
Huh. It didn't look like it from the camera angle, I guess, but I mean,
Yeah, he looked like significantly taller than him. Shit.
All right, well, there you go. But yeah, that's the big encounter that we saw tonight with Cena and Theory. We all know the parallels of their careers. We all know what this really means for Theory and for Cena. We all know that they have been teasing like crazy on social media and all that stuff. It's happening. It's happening for SummerSlam. That's what they're building towards. I'm very happy for it. But you guys know where Loff and I stand on that. John, go get that U.S. title.
Indeed.
I mean, it's going to be a great thing for Theory, and that's I think we can all agree on that. I mean, it's going to be a great opportunity for Theory to get in there, mix it up with John, and just have a good time. But you want the United States Championship back up in relevance, and making sure that the injuries of Cody and Randy are not that bad. You get that United States Championship Open Challenge back on Raw. We've said it ad nauseum at this point, but that's what needs to happen.
Only thing I disagree with you, Phil, I want it to be bad for Theory. I want Theory to get run through that damn match. It's very bad.
You just want to squash. You want to squash.
Going there, one AA, do, going home. Get out of here.
So like Theory could be like the Cena from last year where he hits like 10,000 AAs, but Roman kicks out.
Yeah.
So he can do like 1,000 ATLs, but Cena kicks out, and then 1 AA for Cena, and then that's it.
Game over.
Cena becoming the Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, while Theory is playing the role of John Cena from last year. Okay.
Can't be out here working matches with Theory. He young. He got young legs. Cena old. He got to go do Fast and the Furious again. Cena walk in there, one match, do, go the fuck home. We out of here.
Cena needs this title. He needs the title. Theory has been doing nothing with it, and we know that. Listen, if Cena gets this championship, we can see a ton of those NXT 2.0 stars getting acclimated to the main roster. Some of them could even get called up. I mean, Loff, you watch NXT. I'm watching NXT tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you, out of your knowings, who is ready for a call up right now at this moment? In
All of
your
Toxic Attraction.
professional opinion here, because you watch it.
All of Toxic Attraction, Mellow, and possibly Braun with like a month more.
Okay.
That's about it from what I see right now. I would say Nikita, but I think she needs to get herself a little bit more acclimated as far as like the women's division in NXT. I think if Mandy's not there, her and Roxanne can just like Roxanne, Lash, they can do some shit. So I want to leave them on NXT for right now. But the main people are Toxic Attraction, Braun, and Mellow. Mellow.
What about my guy Grayson? You ready yet?
Grayson's great. Grayson's pretty damn good. He could go. I don't want him to fall into the mid card though, because Grayson's really good. He's gonna be
I loved Grayson ever since I saw him on NXT 2.0. So I really want him to do and be something special. I hope he's been at least doing somewhat of something every week. I mean, I know he's a very prominent guy over there. So
yeah, he usually has some time on TV. He's pretty damn good. He's pretty damn good.
I mean, he's like being paired up with like Tiffany, right? I mean, they're doing their thing.
Kinda. It's not really doing anymore because they're together but separate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
I honestly think it was like a one-time thing because I think Tiffany had like a one-off match last week and they weren't even talking. I think they are doing like those promos of them like walking around LA or some shit. I don't know what the hell they got going on with that, but I don't think they're like together, I guess, as far as the team goes.
What's my man Apollo doing?
Oh man, Apollo, that he's a superhero. Remember, he's the best. I
knew he was like the best superhero of all. But I was like, did they do anything after those vignettes?
No, I think they're anticipating him to fight Braun at some point.
Okay.
So I guess I think the next NXT pay-per-view is Bash, the Great American Bash, I think. So I assume Apollo's going to fight Braun at the Great American Bash. So.
All right. It definitely felt like they could have been a couple in real life, Marquise, if that's really true. Grayson and Tiffany. If they're dating in real life, that would not shock me one bit.
Damn, I missed my chance. Damn it. Shit.
If they're dating in real life, that does not shock me a single bit.
I hate Grayson now. Ridiculous.
You gotta shoot your shot, man. I mean, what are you doing with Nikita all this time?
He shot before I shot. Nikita's coming back tomorrow. Oh my god.
Oh yes, and that's my first episode back on NXT. Let's freaking go.
I hope she's fighting Tiffany because Tiffany definitely took her spot in the breakout tournament. So Nikita and Tiffany,
oh yeah.
I'm in front of the TV. I love both of them, so that's just crazy. Oh, I'm excited. I hope it's Nikita versus Tiffany tomorrow. Please, bro. Oh shit. Oh shit.
So now we have the Raw Women's Champion out here in the ring with Bianca Belair. She comes out to the ring for an interview with Kevin Patrick. And Patrick says that she's thinking about facing Carmella on Sunday. He did say Sunday, but it's Saturday. And then Belair says that she wishes Carmella was out here because this was supposed to be a face-to-face. After beating 4 women of the best women on Monday Night Raw last week, you'd think that Carmella could talk the talk and walk the walk as well. But she just never showed her face. She attacked her from behind when she wasn't looking. Bianca says that nobody respects Carmella, and it's not because she's not good. She is. It's because Carmella doesn't respect herself. She's so focused on her looks that she doesn't get to the next level. So Carmella's best thing is best bring all of it to on Saturday because she craves competition and she's ready to go. In fact, why wait until Saturday? Belair then asks Carmella to come out face to face, and Carmella accepts. So she comes on out. Carmella has a microphone in her hand and says that she is the whole package, and she's not going to apologize for that. Her resume speaks for herself. As a former Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion, she was never a former Raw Women's Champion. She says she was a former Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. You were a SmackDown, yes, but you were never a former Raw Women's Champion. And then she also said that she was a tag team champion too, which is correct. But
yeah,
she said she was a former Raw Women's Champion, which was never the case. So if people don't respect her, she's going to take that respect as well as taking that title off of Bianca. Carmella then looks to leave, but turns around and tries to hit Bianca, but she blocks it and knocks her out of the ring. This is such a stepping stone to get Bianca to SummerSlam.
I'm gonna throw up, dog.
Listen, okay. I don't mind Carmella. I don't. And at the beginnings of her career, when I saw her come up from obviously NXT with Enzo and Cass up until like maybe into 2016 range and everything like that, when she was really a fresh face in this division, I really didn't mind her, and I honestly thought that she really could have been something. But now she's just an absolute nothing in this company, and it's not even really her fault. It's the people that get put into their spots where nobody else can thrive.
Yeah.
Carmella can be good, and she can be great for this division. It's just they got their women on who and where they want to push them, and there you go. You have I never really had any gripe with Carmella in the way that she has been. The way she's been presented now, obviously, has been bad, but in her entire career here in WWE, I never really had a problem with her. Have you always had one, or is it just kind of just recent?
No, I don't have a problem with her per se. I definitely don't think that she is the best on the mic. I think her mic skills are pretty one damn dimensional, but I don't feel like watching her and Bianca again. That's all.
Yeah, no. Yeah. You said it a couple of weeks ago. I think you've pretty much been saying it since Bianca's been the champion again. There's always that one person that just gets stuck with her every single time that she is a champion. At first it was Becky, now it's Carmella.
They tried it with Doudrop.
At first it was Carmella, then it turned into Becky, and now it's Carmella again. They tried doing something with Doudrop because she had 9 freaking matches with her.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think she legitimately did go 9-0 against Doudrop, because I don't think Doudrop won any of those things. But I mean, she always gets stuck without one person, and it's not Bianca's fault. It's not. It's just what happens, and we see where things go from there. But I'm not looking forward to this Saturday when it comes to that match, and I'm not looking forward to the rest of Bianca's reign as champion, because I just don't see it lasting that much longer. And it sucks to even say that, but I just don't know.
I don't know, man. The only thing I'm just worried about Money in the Bank, because the only thing I could think of is Becky cashing in on her again.
That's exactly where I was going. Yeah, I don't see it lasting long.
That's the only thing I could think about. No, the Carmella match, that's not. I feel like Becky will cash it in on the same night. And
I
then
could see that too. I could.
SummerSlam, I don't know if Rhea's going to be back, so we don't know what's going to go with that. I would hope that Becky, if she ends up winning the bank, that she goes up and cashes in against Natalya or Ronda or something. Since you're already going to have the Becky and Ronda match next year, they already booked that damn near.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. I don't know.
Telling you guys right now, if Becky wins Money in the Bank and Bianca retains that Money in the Bank this year, and Rhea is able to come back for SummerSlam, Rhea versus Bianca, and if Becky Lynch just cashes in, I don't want anybody to be shocked about it, because that's just the way I think WWE is trying to go about it, and it sucks knowing that's almost going to be the exact same way that just happened last year. But you see what WWE is trying to do at this point, and it's scary knowing the fact that we are just kind of trying to prepare ourselves for this, because WWE is going to do what WWE wants to do.
Yeah, man.
I think we're all just kind of trying to prepare ourselves for the worst case possible, and that's that.
God, I'm gonna throw up.
And then all the Bianca haters are going to come out and saying, "Oh my gosh, yes, this is exactly what we were all afraid of. All this stuff, yeah." Shut up.
Someone commented on my video and they said, "I don't know if you guys understand, but Becky is a draw." Fuck her being a draw.
I hate the fucking draw shit. Just don't. Yeah.
Fuck her being a draw. We know she's a draw. There's lots of people that are draws.
Bianca could be a draw if she had better booking.
You know what I'm saying? She's a draw because she's being pushed in front of her face every week. That's why she's a draw. People like her. That's why she's a draw. Every time we turn around, she's right there. She's the poster for Money in the Bank. She's winning main event matches. Every time she loses, she still wins. That's why she's a draw. You want to give someone else a draw? There's all the women they had in that ring. I would have been cool with being in the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
What was the point of bringing Xylee in if she's just there to turn heel, turn face, turn heel, turn face, and then lose every match?
Xylee's going to get released.
I'm not really too high on Doudrop, but you can put her in the match. I want to be mad at that. Shayna, I don't know what Shayna's doing, because Shayna could be.
Shayna's buried beyond belief, and I would not be shocked if she was gone either.
You know what I'm saying? Nikki Ash, boo.
She was Money in the Bank last year, but I would have been okay.
She at least she won it last year, so it would have made a little more sense. Oh, maybe she can do it again. They just want to keep pushing this Becky stuff. That's why she's a draw.
As soon as I saw the graphic, I knew Becky was winning this thing, and I even called it. We even called it last week.
And she's the only one that got an entrance tonight. Only one that got an entrance. She got an entrance, went to commercial. Everyone's in the ring. She gets the first 2 eliminations. I think Doudrop got the last 2, and then it broke down from there. But it's just it's ridiculous, dog.
Speaking of 2 ladies that are in Money in the Bank, we had Liv Morgan versus Alexa Bliss.
For some reason.
Yeah. There's a little bit of an interview that happened before the match between those two with Sarah Schreiber. They were just pretty much staking their claim to win Money in the Bank and all that stuff. This match lasted less than a minute and a half, honestly. Asuka was joining them on commentary. I couldn't understand what the fuck she was saying. She was mainly speaking Japanese the entire time. And apparently Corey somehow understood her, which is not the case. He was blowing that shit out of his own ass. But Alexa looks for a standing moonsault, but Liv rolls out of the way, only for Alexa to catch her with a clothesline. Bliss then grabs a sleeper hold, but Liv quickly fights out of it. But Bliss then takes her back down, and Bliss wants a DDT, but Morgan rolls her up for the 1-2-3. Liv Morgan gets some kind of momentum heading into Money in the Bank, but it's just fucking pointless. Like, what was the point of this?
I was happy,
especially with Asuka being there.
I don't know what she was there for. I was happy Liv won because she could be getting pinned for the past 4 weeks. So
Asuka, she spoke Japanese the entire time on commentary. I couldn't understand what the fuck she was saying, and apparently Corey did.
I love Asuka. What's up, Quincy? I freaking love Asuka.
I like her too, but there's something about Asuka and the way that they're portraying her right now. There's just something that does not click. I love her in the ring. Don't get me wrong. She's great in the ring and all that, but her presentation and her character right now, there's nothing for me.
I feel you.
And it's not even because of language barrier. It's not. And I know a ton of people have actually been asking me, is it because of language barrier for you? It's not. She could speak English when she wants to. She either chooses not to, or she just thinks she has to speak in Japanese just to get more intensity out of her. But she really doesn't. I don't know. There's just something that it just doesn't click. But we then heard Vince McMahon's music, and I was like, what the fuck is he going to have to say now? But then the John Cena graphic came out, and I'm like, okay, I'll allow him to be here for this.
Yeah.
I'll allow him to be here for John.
Don't tell me anything obvious and then leave again. Tonight's Raw and just go home.
Tonight's Raw.
Thanks. Thank you, Vince. For that.
And the thing is, Vince wasn't even out here for John. He made his entrance, and then it was just John. So he didn't even.
I don't know what he came out there for.
He just came out there.
I don't know what he was out there for, man.
Well, he said that there's not enough words for this man, so he's going to introduce John Cena, and then obviously Cena came out. He does his thing. Now this was a great promo by John. I mean, if you saw any of our TikToks, well, for mine, you would have known exactly what he said. I'm going to read it, or at least the notes that I have here for it. But trust me, this promo from top to bottom, absolutely fantastic. And to be honest, when John speaks, I don't even think of it as a promo. I just think him off script, just saying, John, go out there, say whatever you want to say. You earned it at this point. It's 20 years. Go on right ahead. Pretty much. He has that right now. He should have had that right like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the man just goes out there and just lays it all out there for us, and I couldn't be more excited for it. So Cena comes out with a huge ovation from the fans. I mean, that had to have been deafening inside that arena.
Oh, man, that shit sounded crazy.
Yeah. So Cena says that today is his WWE birthday, and as he's looking around, he feels the energy and the real noise that's inside that arena. He couldn't think of a better place to have his WWE birthday. The fans chant Cena. He says that he's never been one to celebrate milestones because he's always been looking forward and never back. But tonight is a little bit different. Tonight has nothing to do with anything that he's done or any match that he's had. This is all about the fans. Tonight means that the fans have let him do his thing for 2 decades. Each time that he steps inside the ring, it's because the fans allowed him to do so. Over the years, they created an environment to tell him when he sucks, and they were kind enough to tell him when he doesn't. He always wanted to say thank you to us, And he feels that that moment is the right moment, and that right moment is tonight. The fans chant, "Thank you, Cena." He says that his heart is beating out of his chest and he has tons of energy and excitement. He always says that WWE has prepared him for anything. And he isn't talking about movies that he has done over the past few years. He means that the fans' reactions and the investment in him have made him a better professional, husband, and person. He's learned empathy, caring, kindness, perseverance, and most of all, humility. Every time you step into a ring, you give everything that you have because us, the fans, do the exact same thing. Cena says that it's been 20 years. He is 45 years old, and he doesn't know when he'll be back inside this ring to wrestle once again. He's not saying that he won't be back, but it certainly won't be just once. Anytime that he does anything outside of WWE, he takes the fans with him, and he wants them to be as vocal as possible. Because they never give up, and if you want some, come get some. Cena then gives his wristbands, shirts, and hats to the fans as he makes his way out of the arena. This is a fantastic promo. I mean, there's nothing to say about this. He made it about us tonight, and I can honestly kind of tell he was fighting back a little bit. Like he definitely has some emotion in his eyes, and I think he knows it's almost time.
Don't say that, Phil. Don't say that,
I don't want it, but you see the emotion in his eyes.
I'll cry, dog.
But regardless, we're gonna have him for as long as we can have him. And I'm very happy for what we are going to be seeing him for the rest of his time, whatever he does have. And I couldn't be more proud knowing that I've been a Cena fan for all of my WWE run here, but such a good talk with Cena tonight on Raw. He was fantastic tonight.
I don't have any words. I don't have any words.
You heard that promo. You were doing the recordings and all that stuff. You were probably just silent because when Cena speaks, you just don't.
I don't think I said much until towards the end. I think I was just listening. I don't remember.
When Cena speaks, you listen. Yeah. That's it. There's something. There's something about Cena where you just listen. That he's so good at what he does. He's one of the best talkers on that mic, and because he's just real. He's real with us. He's real with himself, and he's just real. That's just John out there. That's not even a character. That's just him, and he showed that tonight. We then had one of I love Bob, but what the fuck was this?
I was happy Bob was out there.
I love Bob, but what the fuck was this?
Oh no.
The Alpha Academy just gets squashed again by Big Bob Lashley here in a 2-on-1 handicap match, with special guest enforcer being Austin Theory. The special guest enforcer thing, that was just for him to have a post-match fucking attack. Nothing happened in that match that's out of the ordinary.
Yeah. I don't get it. And
the thing is, this match had a ton of time.
I don't know what the hell he was trying to enforce. It wasn't even that.
He was just cheering for the Alpha Academy the entire time. He wasn't enforcing shit.
He's just a manager at that point.
So Lashley fights up and knocks Gable out of the ring, but Otis splashes Lashley from behind in the corner. Otis then goes to the middle rope and hits a Vader bomb, but Lashley then gets him up and up on his shoulders for an electric chair drop. What's good? That one was good. I'll say that. That was great. Gable then comes off the top rope with a crossbody, but Lashley then catches him into a hurt lock and he immediately taps out. Bobby Lashley wins this handicap match, and after the match, there was a post-match attack with Theory. I love the Alpha Academy, but they continue to lose and lose and lose and lose and lose, and they just don't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
I love Gable. I think Gable's been absolutely killing it in 2022. But they don't mean a single thing anymore. It sucks. It does. I like the team, and I think Otis actually looks a ton better with Gable than what he ever did in any type of capacity. But it's nothing anymore.
I don't know, dog.
If Bobby wins the United States Championship at Money in the Bank, I'm not going to be shocked.
That would be something. I would be astonished.
I'm not going to be shocked at all.
I thought Theory was going to beat him somehow. I don't want him to. I thought that's the way it's going to go. That would be something.
Has Bobby won the United States Championship?
Good question. I do not know.
Let me see. WWE, two-time WWE champion, two-time ECW champion, two-time Intercontinental champion. Oh, he did. He's a two-time United States champion. Okay. So he'd be three-time if he wins on Saturday. Hey, CR. What's going on? What's going on, CR Media? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Wait a second. He did introduce that unit. Oh, he did introduce. That's right. He introduced this
about that.
Current version of the championship.
I forgot about that.
I did too. Holy shit. Wow. It's kind of crazy. Okay. Yeah.
Forgot about that one.
I definitely forgot about that, but yeah. Speaking of America, fuck yeah. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. This is where I fucked up in my recordings for tonight on my TikTok. I said that this whole interview was gonna happen next week. It happened after the commercial break. And people were not people were kind enough to me to say that I made a mistake. One person cussed me out in the comments, so I dealt with that real quick. It was just an asshole. He legitimately cussed me out to no end, saying like, how the fuck did you not realize all this kind of shit? I'm like, go home.
Fucking weirdo.
Get deleted. But yeah, we had an exclusive Cody Rhodes interview tonight on Raw, and I was like, oh shit, let's go. Listen, I know a ton of people have their things with Cody, but any type of time that Cody is on my TV, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So Cody is shown in his gym, and he says that rehab is a lot of ups and downs. Trust me, I would know. God dang, those 3-time surgeries over here. It's a long way from where he wants to be from 3 weeks ago. He was flying high, maybe too close to the sun. He shows his surgery scar but says that the doctors are telling him that it's going to be 9 months, and he's trying to respect that. But he wishes that he could have been a participant in this year's Money in the Bank. Rose says that McIntyre and Sheamus are two men that have hardly raised levels of intensity and toughness. That's a huge statement right there. And I'm glad that he had that type of a statement to say, because honestly, he's not wrong. I love the intensity that Drew and Sheamus use anytime they get inside that ring. It's a great comparison and a great compliment.
Definitely. That was. I'm sure they're happy about hearing that. Cody calling that he was putting them over major, even if they didn't need to be put over.
Almost may be inexperienced, but he's a giant, and he doesn't even need a ladder to reach the briefcase. That's just. I mean, that's kind of just obvious. So Cody's just saying obvious things. Sammy distracts people so much that with his antics and subterfuge. Listen, he has such a different vocabulary that it just amazes me. But he distracts him with his antics so much that they forget that he has incredible in-ring IQ, which is very true. Sammy's one of the best out there. It's just the way they're using him. And then there's Seth freaking Rollins. Imagine if he wins the briefcase, then he went on to become the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Well, he would be the first person to congratulate him. And Cody excuses himself to go trade. They're setting this up, man, and it's night and day.
They're trying to do it.
They are setting this shit up. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins 4 at WrestleMania. They're setting it up. They're setting it up. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins cashes it in. Clash at the Castle, becomes WWE Champion. Cody Rhodes returns at the Rumble, wins the Rumble. Cody versus Rollins 4. Setting it up.
It can't be more obvious than that, so.
He's trying to respect the 9 months, but we know he's going to be back before 9. Come on now. The Rumble will be 6, which is the normal length of time for a torn pec. I mean, they're setting it up. But speaking of Seth, he has a little bit of an encounter with John Cena.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mother was just having encounters with Cena tonight, which is great. So Seth appears, laughing and singing along to John Cena's music. Rollins then asks if he remembers a time where he broke Cena's nose. Cena then nods, and Rollins laughs at that. Seth then says that he looks good, and he gives a great speech. They've had a lot of ups and downs, but they have a lot in common. They're both international megastars, fashion icons, and Money in the Bank winners. And he's like, ooh, I shouldn't have brought that one up, should I? Rollins then continues to remember that Cena was the first person to ever fail the Money in the Bank caption. Thank you, Big Show. Raw 1000. I remember that too well. Omos and MVP then appear.
Out of nowhere.
And Cena's like, yeah. And he's just looking at him. And like, he's like scared for his life. He's like, whoa, shit. So MVP says that he is too a visionary. And he can see Omos holding the Money in the Bank briefcase surrounded by broken ladders and bodies. MVP says that there is nothing Rollins or anyone else can do. Cena wishes Rollins good luck, and he walks off. I mean, it's another Cena thing. I loved it anyway, so it was cool to see a little bit of a Seth and Cena moment because of their past and their careers from 2015, as we all know, to now. I mean, it's night and day how much Seth has changed since then. Because Seth is just so like mature and just like, pretty much in his final form now in this character. When Rollins in 2015 was like not a baby, but I mean he didn't really know what he was up until now.
Yeah.
It was just a really cool thing to see, seeing those two cross paths once again. So it's just cool. I don't mind like little encounters like this because it can give us a little glimpse as to what Cena could possibly be doing in the future if this run still continues for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But if it doesn't, I mean, it's always good to do a little bit of callback.
I appreciate it more to just not forgetting what happened in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I enjoyed this a lot.
Because we remember, as much as WWE thinks that we don't remember shit, we do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good having these little callbacks just to say, hey, we do acknowledge the fact that this happened, so let's give it to them. Let's bring it back just for that one time, possibly. But yeah, it was a great moment. And then having Omos in there, too. Omos was kind of just random in that point in time, but Cena got to see Omos for the first time at 7-3.
Can't stand there and look cool. He did his part.
And then the main event happened, the Money in the Bank last chance qualifying elimination match. I didn't know what the fuck this was about. I like they just said elimination match. So I was like, so we're getting like 5 pinfalls tonight, or at least 4 from what the match was. It was Becky Lynch versus Doudrop versus Nikki ASH versus Xia Li versus Tamina versus Shayna Baszler. Okay, so yeah, there was 6. I thought there was 5. From the first pinfall was weird though, because I could have sworn the referee counted 3 when Doudrop was down and out, but apparently she kicked out, and she was pretty much one of the last 3 members in that match. Or last 2, honestly. I could have sworn I heard the referee count 3 like the first time Doudrop was down.
You know more than me. I was not paying attention.
I could have sworn. I definitely heard something for a 3 count before anything else happened, but Doudrop was like the last person in this match to get eliminated. So the first elimination was Xia Li, of course. So Nikki returned to attack Xia, but gets knocked away. Becky then hits Lee with a manhandle slam, and that's it. 1, 2, 3. When I was doing the recordings for this match, I legitimately called every single spot for an elimination and pinfall, and that's exactly kind of what happened every time.
It's like that.
You see the. I'm trying to not make Jeff Hardy references with writings on the wall. Because that's not what this is about. But you see the stuff that transpires on TV every single week, and you can just tell when things can happen.
Yeah.
So the next elimination here was Nikki ASH as Tamina gets hit into a missile drop kick from Becky. Nikki then jumps at Becky with a crossbody, but Lynch then rolls through and applies the disarmor for the Nikki tap out victory. And Nikki is officially eliminated from the match. The next elimination, which saddened me, was Shayna Baszler, and further proving that she has no future in this company, at
No.
least for women's championships opportunities. Shayna Baszler is officially dead, and she's been dead for a very long time. But when are they ever going to learn that Shayna could be something in this company? I don't think they ever will.
Yeah, probably never.
Doudrop power bombs pretty much everybody at this point, and with the Tower of Doom spot, and Baszler then locks in a knee bar on Tamina. I thought that was going to be it for Tamina, but Doudrop hits her with a crossbody for the win, for at least the win for that part, as Shayna Baszler gets eliminated. Yeah, I mean, it's just horrible knowing that what she was all the way back in NXT, like one of the most dominating NXT Women's Champions in the company's history, or at least that brand's history.
Yeah.
So no, it sucks. The next elimination was Tamina.
Tamina.
Freaking love Tamina, dude. So Doudrop grabs Lynch on the floor and hits a body slam, and then a senton. She went all in on that senton, bro.
She definitely got out. That shit looks like it hurts every time I see it.
It hurts.
Ooh.
Doudrop gets back inside and splashes Tamina in the corner, and it hits a Vader bomb for the pinfall 1, 2, 3, and Tamina is officially eliminated from the match. Now it's just down between Becky and Doudrop as the final two. So we're down to the final two as the fans are chanting for Becky, which that's a babyface type reaction here, folks. Or at least the crowd wanted to be it.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Is she a babyface or is she trying to be a babyface? Nah, she's trying to be a heel as much as possible, but is it working? I mean, Laugh and I hate her. So, I mean...
I hate that she's trying to be something that she's not. The crowd is screaming for her. I hate the heel thing because it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, listen.
I laughed at her earlier when Cena walked through and she was just sitting there and she was like, that shit was funny.
She was just pouting.
Yeah.
She was just pouting. Like this moment should have been all about her. Like,
that's what makes me the most angry. Not only are they pushing her as a terrible heel, she shouldn't be heel in the first damn place.
Yeah, no, she shouldn't be a heel. And I've told everybody that since SummerSlam. Nobody is going to boo Becky Lynch upon her comeback. Nobody was ever going to do that. I've told everybody that from the moment it fucking happened. We all hated Becky Lynch as soon as that happened, yeah. But nobody ever wanted to fucking boo her at the moment of her comeback. Because she just had a kid. Who is trying to boo somebody that just has a kid and looked as great as she did upon her comeback? I wasn't trying to boo her. I hated her ass because she beat Bianca in the worst way possible. That's the reason why I hated her. And the reason why I hate her now is because it's get off my TV type heat. It's not heel heat anymore. It hasn't been heel heat since fucking... I don't even know.
Never been
that. It's been a long time.
On the damn screen. Shit.
It's been a long time since she's had getaway heat. And it's been getaway heat. It's been get off my TV heat for a very long time.
Yeah.
This company continues to push her down her throat, and it continues to annoy the fuck out of me, knowing what the fuck that she has been trying to portray over the course since the last year's SummerSlam.
Yeah. I think everyone looks at it so surface level, like, oh, you hate Becky? No, I don't. I really don't. Because the main argument
character was great.
That's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh, you wanted her to come back, and then yeah. If it's like and I'm gonna say this for people if you're not listening, or if you listen to this after the fact.
Yeah.
Say we take like a 4-month break from the podcast, right? And you hitting up Phil, you're like, yo, where the podcast at? We don't say anything to you. We just go. You know what I'm saying?
We just ghost your messages and
Yeah.
everything.
You're like, oh, dude, I missed the podcast. I missed the podcast. One day we come back at the podcast. We're not talking about wrestling. We're doing a 4-hour podcast just talking about banana skins, banana peels. We're just talking about banana peels and different variations of them. Now,
Practical jokers.
yeah, y'all in the chat, what the fuck is this? Y'all confused as all hell, trying to figure out why we're talking about banana peels when Raw just came off. The Raw just went off. What's going on? That is what we felt about Becky Lynch. We wanted Becky Lynch to come back so she could be what she was when she came back. What she was when she left. When she came back, she was banana skins. She was banana peels. She was a bad guy that no one wanted. She went out there and turned herself into the worst version of herself for no reason.
And this is the worst version of Becky Lynch. Like that has to be out there in the open. This has been the worst version of Becky Lynch I have ever seen.
If everyone is expecting you to come back and we're waiting and then you just turn a whole different variation of yourself that is forced and no one's gonna like, that's why we're not gonna like it, because you guys acclimated towards something that you're good at. You guys acclimated towards something that we know you for, and then just flip it for no reason. And not only flip it for no reason, be bad at the flip. So that's the issue. Someone goes away for a long time and comes back after providing you a service. If they're not doing the service the way they were doing it before they left, you're not going to want them to do that service anymore, because you have them in your head doing one thing. If they come back doing another thing, plus doing that another thing terribly, you're not going to like it. No one wanted
here's
Becky Lynch
another
to come
thing.
back as a heel.
Yeah.
No one wanted that. The only people that like that are the people that love Becky Lynch forever. And that's like me with Jeff. Jeff came back as a heel face. Shit, I didn't care. That's my man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand with him. I don't care what he's doing, even if he's being stupid. You know what I'm saying?
My favorite superstar of all time is Shawn Michaels. And whenever I saw the Shawn Michaels heel side of him before, I didn't care because I thought Shawn was a great heel as well as a great babyface. So
yeah.
Like, you're gonna have your favorite superstar or a superstar that gravitates towards you, and you're gonna like them for whatever they do, and that's fine. If the Becky Lynch fans they like everything that she's been doing and all that, we can't take that away from them. We can't.
That's not my thing. That's never been my target audience. My target audience is never to push you off of your favorite wrestler. That's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is when the people who have distinctly told me that they're 50-50 on her, but for some reason are acting like this is a good thing, that she's being a bad heel. No, I don't care how much people she gets in the stands. They can get Sasha Banks, bring her back and sign her to a contract, and she'll get those people and more just off of that. Sasha Banks is a draw too. There's other draws in the professional wrestling, not even outside of Raw and SmackDown and NXT's roster. There's many different draws in professional wrestling. She's not the one and only draw ever. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's not an excuse for bad heel work, and there is a such thing as bad heel work. We're not gonna the whole there's all heels are supposed to be this way. Bad heels are possible. Just because they're being a bad guy does not mean they're good at it. Becky Lynch became the megastar that we're all calling her. Becky Lynch became the draw that we all call her because of what she was before she left.
Just because we hate Becky Lynch does not mean that that she's doing a good job at being a heel.
Yeah, she came back and she was a face, and she had an actual good match with Bianca, a feud maybe. She could have went out there like Cena did and just had a stare off and then posed and then went on with that. But to go in a totally different direction and bury one of your top rising stars that has never recovered from that still as champion.
And the thing is, Becky has not really been for this division since coming back at that SummerSlam. The thing is, when it comes to this women's division, it's not even about Becky anymore. And the thing is, anytime that Becky has been a part of these matches or these feuds or anything like that, she's always come out looking like the star when she hasn't even really won anything from it. Not to say that, listen, the way that this women's division has been treated ever since Becky has come back has been treated like absolute garbage. And
they censor around the 3 people.
Yeah, yeah. So there's something going on. I mean, there's always been something going on with the women's divisions over the course of the last few decades of this company, but especially now when they have agendas for people that they do want and people that they don't want, it's night and day about what's happened here. Now, you know, there are a ton of people in this company when it comes to the women's division that could be draws, right? But the draws that we've discussed here, I mean, it's easy to become a draw when you're good at what you do.
And when you're being pushed in front of as the marquee superstar for years and years and years.
Right. Yeah.
Not saying Becky doesn't deserve that, because she's a great talent. No one.
Yes.
I can't take anything away from what the talent.
I can't take anything away from the ring.
But when you push the talent in the wrong way, when you make her to be insufferable to the people who are already 50-50 or loved her in the first place, now you've created something that you really can't fix.
And people are even asking themselves, was she even really good to begin with because of how bad this has been?
And that's the thing. And now you got the heel that's getting cheered by the crowd. We went out there and they were freaking screaming her name, but she can't respond to him because she's a bad guy. She got to be bad. No.
I hope Becky, once she got through that curtain tonight, because she hears the freaking crowd. I mean, whenever you're in that ring, you hear the crowd. You go off of what that crowd is doing, and you do what you do in that ring. I hope she really sits down afterwards and really tries to figure out what that crowd really meant and see if she can try to fix this. And I'm not even saying, oh yeah, I need to make myself more of a heel to make them boo me again. No. What happened tonight happened for a reason against Dewdrop. Hit the reset button. Nobody's ever going to, nobody's going to be mad at you for trying to hit the reset button on something that just didn't work out.
I would respect it more if you tried to reset it instead of consistently try to push something bad. That's what makes me the most mad about it. And then people act like it's not in front of your face.
And here's the thing, we're not fickle human beings that are going to be like, oh my God, yes, now I love Becky again because she hit the reset button and now she's a babyface again. No. I want to see what she does after the fact, though. If she turns babyface again, let's see how she gets treated. Let's see what happens from here on out. Let's see how I feel within the next few months of this babyface turn for Becky Lynch. I'm not going to just automatically cheer her just because she's a babyface again, if she ever is. I'm not just going to automatically cheer and be like, oh my gosh, I love Becky again. I got to see what happens first, because I'm just not going to be like that type of guy where it's like, oh my God, I freaking love her now, when I hated her like 2 seconds ago.
It's going to take me a while because she's definitely on my not like list right now. So
right. So until I see more of her in this babyface role or whatever that crowd was really trying to push for tonight, and if she does really hits that reset button and really tries her best to figure all this shit out, it's going to take me a while before I can even think about cheering for her again. Because I know people are going to be like, oh my gosh, you're just fickle knowing the fact that you didn't like her 2 minutes ago and then all of a sudden now that she's a babyface, you like her? No, I'm not going to be that. Because I wasn't built on that for when it comes to pro wrestling.
All wrestling fans are fickle in some way, shape, or form.
They are, yes.
Because we all have favorites. We all have people that we savor. I mean, we all have people that we favor over others. We're all fickle in our severe ways.
Yes, and that does make sense, and I do agree with that to some extent. But I'm not going to cheer for her to like 2 seconds after I boot her
Oh, of
just because
course
she's a
not.
babyface now. I mean, that's not that's
That just
just not
doesn't make
how I
any
am, and that's
sense.
just not how I was brought up for a pro wrestling fan, and especially with the
That's
pro
just
wrestling
stupid.
family that I got. Um, it's going to take me a long time before I can get there again, before I can get to even cheering for her again because of how bad this has been. And I've been telling you guys that this has been bad for. You guys can go hundreds of episodes back. I have not been a fan of this the entire time. Loft could even attest to that. I mean,
Yeah,
I've had
man.
some rants on here. I've had some fucking rants. You guys have heard some terrible things about me and Becky Lynch on this platform, and
That shit's real
I've
though.
said some not bad. I've said some bad things on here.
It gets to a point where you just can't handle it anymore, and now it's not even that thing. That for me, it was more not even about Becky. It was more so about the destruction of Bianca because I love Bianca so much. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm gonna say this again. Even if Bianca went out, if Becky was champion and Bianca did the same thing, went out there and just made a terrible decision, you got to it's different for every superstar. You know what I'm saying? Bianca is one of those people that can do a face and a heel. Sasha, face and a heel. Becky is just a super mega face. Don't turn her heel because
Right.
it's
Yeah.
not gonna work. You
Yeah.
can't turn Miz face all the way. Remember when Miz was face for like a year? He was a jobber. They make
Yeah.
YouTube videos about this stuff, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yep.
There's certain people that can do the face and the heel thing. As much as I hate
Well,
Roman, he's kind of working with it because the face thing people loved him, and the heel thing he's doing great. As much as I dislike him, there's certain people that can do both. If you
I
can't do
wanted to
both,
say
just do the
Roman
one.
and the babyface people loved him. I mean,
What do you are
the
you, bro?
but when it was 2015, when we were trying to get pushed down our throats with babyface Roman,
He had
that
massive heat.
that was not.
He had massive heat, but he also had massive fans because there were
Oh,
people that were just
yeah,
down for him
he
since the
has some
shoot.
Roman Empire fans over there, but yeah, that was
It was
not
just
a good
most of
time
us.
for Roman.
It was just the majority that hated him. He had his minority, but his minority was loud because I remember his minority when in 2015 when it was here at that Rumble. His minority was here. I promise you. It's just the majority was saying, "Get the hell off this damn screen." His minority was
But
there. Now his minority became majority.
after the fact, when everything happened with his leukemia and everything, and his like babyface, like mega Roman and all that stuff, like the Triple H and everything like that, then yes, that was a huge
Yeah,
Roman Empire thing, and yes, and he could be a good babyface and heel when he wants to be. But should he be a heel for the rest of his entire career because of how good this has been for him? Yes. And Roman's a better heel than me for babyface any day of the week.
that's
But
just the way superstars are. Some can be fit, some can be faces all their career, some can be heels all their career, and some can do both. We're not gonna believe that Rey Mysterio came out as a fucking heel. Now
I don't think Ray has ever been a heel in his career.
in ECW, he kinda was. Like that 06, 05, I know Saul knows he kind of was, but it didn't stick because Ray's just a natural face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Certain people are just natural faces, so when you turn them heel, it just doesn't make any sense.
Now
It's different for everybody.
Somebody like a Sami Zayn, for instance, he could be a heel and babyface
Yeah,
easily. Sami Zayn, the underdog from the underground stuff from NXT, fucking phenomenal stuff,
you know what I'm saying?
especially with the stuff with Kevin Owens back in NXT. The
Some
stuff that
people
he's
have it,
been
some people
doing
don't.
with the Intercontinental Championship on Friday Night SmackDown, and the whole
Yeah,
conspiracy theorists and all that stuff. Great heel, great heel. I
Becky
didn't.
Lynch is just a super mega face. You cannot turn a super mega face heel and say it's going to be good because you get what you
Yeah,
get tonight. Her winning a match and the crowd screaming like it's WrestleMania when they're supposed to be booing her out the building.
and here's the thing: if Becky ever wanted to do this heel thing, build it up to that. I would have been much. It would have been a much more organic feel if they built up to a possible heel turn for her.
Yeah, they just
Then I
walked
probably
in.
would have warmed up to it.
They just threw it in there. Oh, okay, bad guy now. Like
And,
what?
and that's exactly it. If they warmed up to it, and if they built up to like the frustration enough to turn her heel, then I would have been okay with it. But no, you have her return to SummerSlam when Bianca was, I don't even know who the fuck she was supposed to go up against in the first place.
Carmella.
Oh my god, that's right, it was
It's all pro
Carmella. Shit.
flapper, bro.
Yeah, so she was supposed to face Carmella. She attacked Carmella, returned, and then the 20. Okay, yeah, now it's all coming back to me. But yeah, like if you built it up to the point where she was just so frustrated that it just eventually turned her heel, it would have been more organic and I would have been more susceptible and acceptable for it. Then I probably would be booing her for actually the right reasons and the wrong ones. When you do stuff organically, like heel and babyface turns, it makes it all the much more special when they happen. Look at AEW, for instance, with Wardlow. That was so organic. And he is one of the top babyfaces within that company. Now, Wardlow and Becky Lynch are obviously two different sides of the spectrum. And two obviously different sides of the story. Because of what Wardlow and MJF were doing all those years heading into that. And then Becky Lynch just randomly turning heel on SummerSlam. But you see where I'm going with that. It was an organic babyface turn for Wardlow.
Yeah.
This wasn't organic. This was just fucking here. Have it. Take it. See if you can run with it. And Becky was the one to initiate the heel turn. It wasn't Vince. It wasn't anybody else backstage. Becky said, no, I want to be heel. Let me go out there. It wasn't organic. And that's the real reason why I didn't get behind it at first. And then it just snowballed.
Yeah, man.
So we'll see where that goes. All right. Well, it looks like I have a new podcast to listen to. Ryan freaking Satin, the Raw Roundup, John Cena's 20th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
He just recorded something now. Jesus. All right, Ryan.
Cool.
But yeah, we talked our shit about Becky at this point. It's a 2-hour podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. You guys had to have heard and enjoyed what you heard tonight. I mean, especially that Becky Lynch stuff right there. That was some great conversation. Okay, so if you did, hit that thumbs up button as hard as you possibly can. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. And we will be back here tomorrow tonight, rather, for the AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door 2022 post-show review with our special guest. You want to hear who it is, Love? Because I think it's time that we prepare people for this. It's a great guest.
Nah, you gotta surprise this, John, bro.
All right, yeah, nah. You ain't doing that being like fucking Brian Dynamite. I can tell you, but I came out of the fucking heel tunnel. I ain't telling you shit.
I'm telling you nothing.
I ain't telling you shit. You guys are gonna be wanting to witness the mystery guest on Outside the Brand tomorrow. Okay?
Quiet.
Yeah, keeping it quiet. So I'm gonna try to tell our guests too. Don't say anything until maybe the last freaking minute. That way he can prepare himself too. But yeah, guys, I will say this though. He was there personally in Chicago for the event.
You said too much. We gotta go.
No. It's fine. There were a ton of people that were there. So they have their select pool. They have their selected pool, but they don't know it. So it's going to be a cool thing to see from different perspectives. One that was live, and us watching it at home. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Talk to you guys tomorrow for the AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door 2022 post-show review as long as we can possibly do it for, and for the rest of the week with Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and possibly Sunday. See you guys then. Have a good night. Peace. Be the one.